Morning, Arsene at Man City away on Saturday. Could you tell us your team news in comparison to the midweek?
Well, the final check will be made this morning because yesterday the players came in, everybody felt all right. We have some doubts about the doubts we have are about Sanya. We have a test today, and after that I will make the decision: do I take him with us or not?
Are you optimistic?
I'm optimistic, but it's my nature.
Okay. Lucas Podolski, where's he in his comeback?
He is available. I feel him still a bit short, to go into a match of that level of intensity. But after this weekend, I think I will consider him just be available.
Is this your biggest test of the season, Man City?
Yeah, because it's the next one, and that it is a game where we can make a difference with everybody, and what we want to do is just to be ourselves with our quality, with our spirit, with our attitude, and want to get a result.
High scorers in the Premier League versus the best defence in the Premier League. Is this the biggest test of your back line as well? Because that's what's been...
Yeah, because I've been questioned so many times about our defence. When you say to me that we are the best defence in our league, I think you speak about somebody else. But we like to score goals, we like to go forward, and we want, of course, to score goals. But as you said, Man City can do that as well. So both teams will certainly produce top-level performances defensively, but as well not forget, I believe that Pellegrini is an offensive manager. I'm as well, so you should see interesting things on the offensive level as well.
Last one from me. Santi Cazorla is 29 today in his second season at Arsenal. It's often seen as a difficult time, that second season, but he's responding well given that Ozil's coming in. He's changed positions as well.
He is, yes, he's a great player, Santi, and I believe as well, above being a great player, he's a great man as well, and has a fantastic spirit, fantastic attitude, and he contributes a lot to the dynamic, the team dynamic in our team. And I would like to wish him a happy birthday today as well.
Arsene, hello. How do you stop Manchester City at the Etihad in the Premier League? Played 7-1-7, 29 goals. Is there?
We make them believe they play away.
But is there a way that you have to play against them out there, do you think?
Look, I believe, first of all, as I just said, you need a strong defensive performance. And maybe the best way to do that is to attack and us have the ball and let them not find their flow.
How do you see the title race at the moment? How many teams are still involved?
I don't look at it like that. I think we have an opportunity to make the difference with everybody else. Tomorrow morning, early, we play first. And we have an opportunity to go from 5 to 8, and that's fantastic. We have to look at it like that.
How important is this period in a title race? I know it's only, say, 3 or 4 games up to Christmas and New Year, but psychologically, is it worth more than that?
Yes, of course. I don't deny that every game has a vital importance because of the influence on the confidence, on the belief of the team, and I believe what you just want from your team is to show during this period a huge level of commitment and belief, and that can make a massive difference. But the period is important.
You're saying Podolski is perhaps still a bit short. What about Theo Walcott? How close is he to starting, and is he someone that can now become a key player?
Honestly, I haven't made that decision, but it took him a while to get back to real sharpness. Since this week, he looks to me that he has found back his normal level. He comes from a surgery, and it took him a while to get back again to his full power.
You won't need reminding, but there's less than 3 weeks to the opening of the transfer window. Mm-hmm. Given the success of the big signing of Mesut Ozil, are the funds there? Is your wish that you want to go out and do it again?
Look, we'll assess that situation in January. At the moment, we are like every club focused on the short term, and for us, what is vital at the moment is tomorrow's game. On the transfer market, usually January is a lot of, is more talks than concrete signings, you know. And if you look well, even the clubs who struggled last season not to go down, even those who bought a lot, you realize that it doesn't help a lot.
Okay, just one more from me. Any movement on the new contract? There was talk that once Arsenal had qualified for the knockout stages.
No, that's not linked at all with that.
So things still as they are. You're very relaxed about it, but nothing new.
I'm very relaxed and focused and committed.
Arsene, you're 6 points clear of Manchester City at the moment, but I think with most bookies, City are the favourites to win the title still. Is that fair, would you say?
Fair or unfair, I don't know. It's just linked with their beliefs. And what is good is we can influence their beliefs tomorrow morning. And that's what we want to do.
Do you think if you beat City, people will then really start saying, actually Arsenal can stay there, they can win the title, maybe not everybody is at the moment?
Yes, of course it will have an influence on some people, not on everybody, but on some people, yes.
Do you think City have got the strongest squad of the title contenders?
I don't know. What is important is how well you play together. And on that front, I believe, I think we have done very well since the start of the season. City has a very strong squad, I don't deny that. But I look at my squad and I think I don't envy them.
No. This time last year, I think you were sitting in 8th in the Premier League, so it's been a fantastic season so far. Has it been a surprise to you that you are sitting at the top and 5 points clear?
Look, I'm not scientific enough to have predicted that 2 months ago, and it was very difficult to plan that. But I'm happy that we have turned it around and that we have done well. But now it's a period where we want to go on and commit for more, and that's what we want to do.
You've had some fantastic midfielders during your time at this club, and you've had some fantastic midfield units. How does this one compare?
This one is a bit more, I would say, we are more creativity, maybe less impact, physical players, but as well more versatile. You know, everybody can play everywhere, so it's easier for me to rotate from game to game. Just
one on the way the fixtures have fallen. How do you feel about the fixtures? So playing on a Wednesday, travelling back, then playing at 12:45 on a
Look,
Saturday?
to be completely honest, I would, if you had given me the opportunity to do it, I would not have done it like that. But I don't complain. I feel, and that is not an excuse for us at all. We have the fixtures we have. It's not just an opportunity to show that you can deal with it and that you have the mental strength to deal with it.
Does it give City an advantage?
I don't think at it like that, personally.
Arsene, you've just spoken about if you beat Man City, the influence it will have on people believing that Arsenal can win the title. Will you have the same influence on your players as well? Will they believe that they can win it as well?
Yes, of course, it strengthens your beliefs. But I'm convinced that we believe in ourselves anyway, no matter what happens. Let's not forget as well that if you're in City's position, if they lose, they are 9 points behind. So they have more negative pressure than we have. We have a positive pressure that we can make a big difference with them. So let's look at it like that.
And earlier you mentioned about you going to the Etihad and as a team being yourselves as well. Is that something that you want to address, bearing in mind what happened at Old Trafford as well?
Yes, that's what you can learn from Old Trafford, is that it took us 1 half to be completely ourselves. And I think we have learned from that, and that we'll go into the game tomorrow on full cylinders.
Arsene, presumably you have one kind of proper training session between Napoli and Man City. I mean, what do you do in that session? How do you prepare when you've got so little time?
Look, we do mostly recovery because when you play Wednesday night and Saturday morning, on a physical front and tactical front, you can not do a lot, you know. But the basis is all targeted on recovery.
Is fatigue a problem at all, do you think, in the squad at the moment?
No, not on the medical analysis that we have. You know, it's quite sophisticated now. We don't see any sign, and the signs we see on the players who are bit, I can rest them.
And in terms of the game, I mean, is there a different pressure, do you think, leading the league as opposed to chasing?
It's a positive pressure. It's always a pressure because you want to do well and you want to be the best. But it's a positive pressure. Especially we have a cushion. You know, we are not really under massive pressure. What we want, we have an opportunity to show our strengths, and that's what we want to take.
Arsene, you touched on the transfer window. There's been some reports in Germany that you might be looking at Kanaloglu at Hamburg. Is that the type of player
No.
you think you need age-wise experience, or do you think you need someone a bit more?
No, that's a name. You know, all the agents will turn up with names, and because many agents have good links with newspapers, the names turn up, but that's not true.
With the way you've gone about doing things, building another team here now, bringing in a big name signing, is that more rewarding than, say, do what Manchester City have done, which is just go out, spend loads of money and win the league?
Look, they've gone the different way. I believe what our policy shows is that we have consistency in our attitude, we have consistency in our results, and that the way we see the game and football brings you consistency and spirit. After that, as you said, to win today the Premier League, you need as well the exceptional quality that most of the time you have to bring in from outside. For years, we were restricted with our finances. We are still the same plan. That means we respect our income and our expenses, but we have better, stronger resources.
Ray Parlour was talking yesterday about the off-field activities of what the club was like when they were here and what the guys used to get up to socially, to put it mildly.
You can trust him on that.
When you see how things were and things are now, we had all the stuff with Jack Wilshere and about how the guys need to be. Can you see that the change? Because I'm presuming that if somebody was in the situation that the guys were 15, 20 years ago, they wouldn't be able to go out and produce all this. And you talked about the recovery time and things like that.
Yes, of course, the physical constraints have massively changed. The players 20 years ago were as much winners than today. They had more freedom, than today, because physical demands are much higher, because the spying facilities of the societies have increased, and therefore it's much more difficult today anywhere to be anonymous. And on that front, the pressure on the players is much bigger than it was during Ray Parlour's time.
Okay, last one from Julie there, thank you.
I was just going to ask about Matteo Flamini. Matteo Flamini, what has he brought to the club since he came back in the summer off the pitch as much?
Well, we have no real defensive midfielders. As I told you before, all our players in the middle of the park are quite players who like to attack and creatively focused. He's more focused on defending well, helping out, and that part of contribution, that's what he has brought to the team, to the squad.
When you see him running around, sort of almost telling his teammates what to do and where to go, do you like to see that? People said maybe there wasn't enough.
Yeah, if it's good that he's concerned by that, because in our team most of the players are always only concerned by how quickly can we go to the other goal. So somebody who has that focus helps us to stabilize our defensive record. He has certainly contributed to improve our defensive record.